Hi Tauruses, I hope that you're all doing well. This is for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign placements. Please note the general messages, so they're not going to resonate with everybody, so just take what does and leave the rest. So let's see what is going on for you guys. If you want a private reading, you can find a link to my website in the description box below. And before we go any further, please go ahead and give that thumbs up button a click, as it helps to support the channel. And it also shows that you appreciate what I do for you. I need to feel loved today. Can someone make me feel loved? All right, Tauruses, let's see what's going on. Your card, your overall energy right now. It's quite beautiful, quite intense, really. And it's so clean cut, right? So it speaks to structure and routine, order, patterns, discipline, organization, understanding, and productivity. So the key phrases that are associated with this card are order your environment, banish clutter and clean the house, create structure in your day, follow a routine, keep a time budget. If you truly want something, you'll make time for it. Limit distraction and time wasters, weed out bad habits, and remove negative influences. Ooh, very, very important here. It speaks to the importance of ordering your environment and giving your day structure, especially if you have specific goals or projects that you wish to perform and complete. Routines are our daily habits, right? So they're the things that we do on that daily basis, and we need to give it structure and order, because following our routine, it moves us from one part of our day to the next, and also can provide us with a level of security born of consistency. So that's quite important. So if you find that things are a little out of place right now, or maybe you feel as though you're out of balance, if that's the case, it simply means that you can sit down and make a list and get things in an orderly fashion so that, you feel better. Also, when we clean our places, we feel psychologically better. Usually if our surroundings get a little bit mucky or out of place, it speaks to something going on within us. And it looks as though, well, this wanted to come out sideways, and that is the Three of Wands. So you might be trying to plan out your future. You might be looking to the future, and you don't know exactly what you're doing, or want to do for that matter. Some of you might be traveling or moving abroad. Maybe you're going to a foreign land, or maybe you're getting foresight, or you're trying to plan for the future. But it also speaks to self-confidence and self-belief and freedom and success and being happy with choices or outcomes. For some of you, it's about hard work paying off and experiencing life and spreading your wings, or there could be a long distance or travel romance here. But because it wanted to come out sideways, there's kind of a negative aspect, the other side of the coin, which is returning from travels, or maybe you're moving home, or you've got a lack of foresight at the moment. Maybe you're holding on to the past or haunted by the past right now. Maybe you're feeling a lack of confidence or self-doubt, maybe some restriction, maybe some failure. Maybe you're disappointed with some choices or an outcome, or possibly feeling some frustration. Maybe you're feeling that things are lacking in terms of progression, or maybe a lack of adventure or growth. Maybe there was a failed long distance relationship that may have happened, or maybe you were thinking of expanding your business overseas and that didn't work out. There's very many possibilities, but let's keep going with the read to see what it's about here. Right, okay. So in the foundation, 2 cards came out. You could be dealing with a Leo, or there is a Leo around you, and apply this to your life as it will. It could apply to anything. It could be your finances. It could be your family situation. It could be your friend situation. It could be work. It could be love. So just apply the messages and take the key points as you will. So it looks as though there's been a lack of give and take. That could be on your side, or that could be whoever is around you. And it's shaking up your inner confidence, and it's shaking up your strength. Perhaps you don't feel as though you have a lot to give right now. And also, maybe you're giving too much to others, and it's based on a self-esteem thing. Like perhaps that's the theme of it, right? Is that you continue to give to others instead of yourself, and now you're being left with not much because you're not able to organize your own life, right? Sometimes we get in that position where we get our self-esteem for what we do for others. But what Spirit is telling you is that it's time to give to yourself, all right? And you're learning that balance now. And that's going to bring you back into order and alignment. What was the recent past for the Tauruses, please? Recent past. So if you're giving too much in a relationship, time to pull back a little bit. Okay. So there it is. It was a question of self-love. It was a question of new love. It's basically about having the abundance within the love to give. And perhaps maybe you overspent on your love or heart resources, for that matter. You gave so much. Yeah, there you go. 4 of Swords. You gave so much that you ended up injured in some way, shape, or form, mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. So perhaps even you're feeling over emotional. You could be feeling a little upset with an outcome because maybe things didn't work out as you planned, despite how much work or effort you had put into it. But Spirit is saying that it's good to clear out that pain. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to yell, yell. Whatever it is to get those emotions out is a good thing, because when we think about emotions, energy is attached to emotions. So if you don't purge them, if you don't heal by turning this up right, then it's going to bottle up in this cup into the point where it explodes. Still, my Taurians, you gotta let it out, my friends. And it could have been an injustice. You could have been dealing with a legal battle of some sort, or basic just unfairness. Perhaps something wasn't fair and you were showing up open and honest and full of integrity, and the individuals you were dealing with did not. So in order to get that back into balance, I think what Spirit is saying is you really got to take a look at the source of who you're dealing with and watch for patterns of behavior. If their routine is to be honest and straightforward and just, then you know you can deal with that. But if you clouded your judgment in this situation, it's most likely due to the fact that you just didn't see your own blockage, and your own blockage was the feeling you get from giving, right? Some of us get addicted to that because it gives us a feeling of being needed and wanted, but then we throw ourselves out of balance. Here we go, beautiful. In the near future, you've got some clarity coming in, some truth, which is also associated with this Justice card. So if you felt as though somebody was lying to you and you've been focusing so much on them, your mind is going to clear. Things are going to make sense. You may have mental clarity or a victory of some sort, or a victory through a conflict, all right? So if you are dealing with that legal system, as we were talking about, you're going to be able to clarify the situation. If your health hasn't been as good right now, you might receive some answers in terms of results, and I believe that things are going to get better for you. Let's keep going to see. Some of you may need surgery in the near future, and if so, don't worry, it's going to be okay. Right, okay. So your energy right now is you're clearing a lot of toxicity, or you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or we're dealing with a Capricorn, or you have a Capricorn in your environment somewhere. But also the Devil is about toxic behavior. So it could have been anything from addictions to feeling trapped to fears. But the good news is that in a general aspect, you're becoming aware, which makes sense with that 8 of Swords. You're becoming aware of things that have been trapping you and the role you play in allowing them to, right? So that's coming to an understanding here of how where you're giving too much, the blockage could be that addiction to wanting validation or feeling needed. So you're starting to see where you need to pull back on how much you're giving, even financially, to somebody, right? Because you're enabling them to depend on you for money. It's also a great card for anybody that's been battling addictions or mental illness or engaging in harmful behavior, because it indicates that you're starting to see the light right here and you're taking back control of your life, which speaks beautifully to this card right here about getting that organization and that structure and routine and habits, forming new healthier habits for yourself. So that is really good. It looks as though you want to be free of these problems, and so you're starting to get the motivation to change the circumstances. It can also indicate that you're getting a new perspective on issues that you felt powerless to change previously. The changes you want to make may not be easy, but they're definitely necessary for you if you want to have a happy life in the future, and you are beginning to realize what you have to do. So that's brilliant, whether it means you got to get this surgery or you got to talk to a doctor and see what's going on, or you need to get control of any vices that you may have. Whatever it is, you've got this. Or maybe it's a matter of cutting out people that are no good for you, right? It can also indicate a near miss with a harmful or dangerous situation or person. So the important message that this card brings is definitely be grateful that you avoided it, learn from it, and move forward. Do not fall back into the old bad or risky behaviors that led you so close to danger. Also, it's important too, because everything is a balance. Don't let yourself get too cocky, right? And think that you're invincible. If you were able to dodge a bullet, appreciate the good fortune, but whatever you do, don't push it, right? We have to keep things in a balance and remember that it can easily swing. Like these scales could go too far down on each side. So it's up to us to maintain that structure. All right? Let's see the energy around you or who you're dealing with. 8 of Wands. So again, we have more travel here. So it could have been something to do with a long distance situationship, or things were just moving very quickly. Or if things were stagnant in the past, now things are going to start getting a lot faster for you, and you're going to feel as though you're progressing. All right? That 8 of Wands is really great because it speaks of progress as well, and movement, exciting times, freedom, and again, holidays or holiday romances, or maybe thinking ahead or thinking on your feet, right? Because now you're going to have that clarity. So people are going to see you, and maybe that's what's going to, that energy is going to ripple out, and you might get assistance as well for whatever you need. Let's see what we got. 8 of Swords, there you go. You might, or sorry, 8 of Pentacles. You might end up just moving away from whatever it is that's having a drain on you, and it could be a work situation, especially with that 8 of Pentacles. You've been investing so much into something, and it's completely the same as this 6 of Pentacles, but in a work situation. This is investing too much with your money to something that's not good, versus this 8 of Pentacles, which is investing into work, and it may not have been good. It may have been a repetitive or boring job, or a lack of effort or confidence or commitment or ambition or focus. Maybe there was a rush job that was done, and that was the situation that freaked you out, or there could have been some financial insecurity. Maybe some of you fell prey to scams. Maybe you were overspending. There could have been debts, or maybe you were dealing with somebody, for that matter, who wasn't putting in their share, which really makes sense to me, especially with this overgiving. I think maybe even financially you were giving out too much, and because of it you got taken. So the good news is that's going to end now. That is going to end now, because you're going to put your foot down, bulls, and you're going to gain your confidence back. Possibly you were a little nervous about moving forward. Maybe even some of you ended a relationship with a friend or a family member, or a partner or a job, and maybe you feel a little bit of a lack of confidence because you've been so set in your ways for so long. But don't worry about it. You're going to get this renewed sense of energy and enthusiasm for a new future. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. Some could be dealing again with that Capricorn energy. And then this is fire. So that's Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But you are going to get those creative new beginnings. Let's see the outcome for you. Right. So if it was a job, that Emperor in reverse, maybe you were feeling too controlled by someone, or it's possible that you have issues with your father because that's also a father figure. But that type of person can abuse their power, or they can be excessively controlling or too rigid or too stubborn, or a lack of discipline or lack of control. Possibly speaks to an absentee father. So maybe you're dealing with a father who's not around a lot for your kids. Speaks to paternity issues even. But in its negative, it's usually somebody who's in authority in your life, or it could be you who may be abusing their power or too authoritarian. I can't even speak this morning. And it may leave you feeling powerless or rebellious. And this person may actually be trying to give you solid guidance, but the message is lost due to the domineering behavior. So if you feel that it's you, for example, who's communicating and you're trying to force structure onto somebody, please keep in mind that maybe it's just too domineering. Or if this is the person or people or situation you're dealing with, let them know that they are being a little too controlling and that the approach isn't landing with you the way that you want it to. Let's get one more card for the outcome, please. Walking away. There you go. 8 of Cups. So you have 2 8s here. And to me, I get this feeling that somebody's going to leave whatever this situation is. Because, one, they're going to be introspecting on this situation. But more importantly, they're going to see that there's something more that they need to learn. Possibly some abandonment wounds could be the issue as to why there's some vices here, or needing that validation from others. But at the end of the day, you might need to just walk away from the people or the situations, or you may need to abandon plans that are no longer working for you so you can be able to implement the structure back in your life. And it says that strength and courage are necessary to walk away, right? Because you're going into an unknown future, which speaks as well to this Page of Wands. But whatever this is that you're walking towards, do you see that light there? It's going to be great for you because, you know, you're going to find yourself embarking on a new adventure. And again, that speaks to the travel. You have 3 cards here now that are relating to travel. So there's good things coming for you. Keep your chin up. Let's get you an advice card, and then I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Yes, we all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. See, that's perfect, because really, that's what it's about here, is not giving to the wrong situations, not over giving to the point where you get left out and you get left behind, right? You deserve so much more, and you deserve to be given to and treated with the same amount of effort that you put into a situation. So if somebody's not doing that, let them go, okay? Let them go. Because again, it's about your uniqueness and the worth that comes from just being you. And that's the truth of the situation. Oh, I love that, Tauruses. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Please remember to hit that thumbs up as it helps us support the channel. And I will see you all again soon. Bye, Tauruses.